Alrighty, so now I'm going to show you how to make that a pattern for the Easter dress that I have that has the kind of peasant dress or shawl-like top to it with the elastic band. I'm just going to show you how to create the pattern. I'm not going to redo the whole dress. I'm going to use a piece from this Simplicity 1903 pattern. I've cut piece 6 into a size 4, and that's the only piece that you will need from that pattern to create this dress. You'll also need kind of a ruler and your fabric and the measurements of the child that you're making it for. So the first thing I've done is folded my fabric over, and I have the stretchiest part of this fabric. This isn't stretch knit, it's just stretchy. You know, all fabric, most all fabric has some stretch to it. Now I folded it over just enough to where I need it because I don't have a great big piece of this, so I hope I actually have enough to cut enough pieces out on this to show you guys, but we'll see. So to make the dress body, I'm using this piece number 6, and this was from the jumper pattern, but all we need is this. Now since this piece was created to make a casing for elastic, it's a little longer than what we need. We don't need to fold it over as much as I did with the dress with the bow pattern. I'm folding it over about 1 inch, just because that would be pretty much what you would have made the casing out of. So I don't want the top part of the dress to be too long, or else it'll hang wrong and the armholes will be way too huge. So I'm laying this on the fold line, and I'm going to pin it to the fabric. Okay, now I want to figure out how long I want this dress to be. If you're going to add a bottom ruffle or a band around the bottom of a contrasting fabric, you want to take that into account and not make it as long as you would if it's just the whole dress is this piece. I'm going to do it as if I'm making the whole dress without a band around the bottom or without a ruffle. So I want my dress to be about 18 inches. So that's 18 inches from the top to the bottom. This ruler is 18 inches long. I'm just going to measure in a few places and make a few marks. I'm going to start over here, and I want to give it a little bit of an incline to make it a little fuller. And since I'm using chalk, if I put the ruler right up against it, it wouldn't work. I'm just going a little tiny bit over so the chalk will fit, and I'm giving it a little bit of an incline. I'm going to stop there. I don't know if you guys can see that. If you can't, I'm sorry, but there's a mark that just barely inclines. It gradually goes out until it's about 1 inch wider than up here. And then I'm going to mark off where I made the bottom marks. Now we just want to cut it out. So for the dress body, we have 2 pieces cut on the fold. Now we can put these aside, and we'll do the piece around the shoulder. For this piece, you don't really even need to make a pattern piece. You can pretty much do this on the fabric. The way to do this, to figure out what you need, is you would need to take the child and measure them all the way around the shoulders, all the way around. Say we get 26 inches all the way around, shoulder to shoulder. then we want to add a little bit to that so that we can make it, put the elastic in and it gives it a full kind of ruffled look. So if I have 26 inches, I want to add about 6 inches to each side. So that would be 32 inches all the way around. 32. You can do it in one piece, or you can do it in 2 pieces for this part. I'm going to do it in one. Now I want it to be we need it to be about 6 inches wide, so that you've got a seam allowance here, which you're going to make a casing for the elastic, and then the bottom you're going to fold it over and make a little hem. So I think 6 inches is good for a 4-year-old child. I'm just going down this fabric, since this piece is the piece that had been cut when I bought the fabric. It's pretty straight, so I'm going by the edge of it, marking 6 inches. I'm sorry you guys can't, I know you can't see these chalk marks, but I can, so, you know, when you do yours, you'll see it too. And then I'm going to figure, I'm going to put my ruler on these chalk lines, and I'm going to figure out 32 inches. Now I've got, this is on the fold. The fold is down here towards me. 32 inches. And I'm going to do 16 and a half. That would be 33 inches when it's cut on the fold, and that just gives me enough for a little seam allowance just in case I need it. So I'm going to mark this at the end, and then I'm going to find my little chalk marks. Yeah, I'm even having trouble seeing it on this fabric. And I'm going to mark that off. I think, looking at this now, I think I would want to add a little more to it, because it looks really narrow and it's not going to have a lot of gather in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut 2 of these on the fold, because I think that this is just too small. Sorry, you know, sometimes that happens. I either get in too much of a hurry, or I get to thinking too hard. You cut 2 pieces on the fold, and you will have plenty to make that nice little gather, because the more it's gathered, I think the more ruffle that is in a little girl's outfit, the cuter it is. So I'm going to cut 1 more of these, but I won't do that on camera. I'm not going to waste your time. 1 more on the fold. Okay, so with 2 of those cut on the fold, I think that gives plenty of gather for when you make the elastic casing for this little dress. So that's all you have to do, really simple. There's 2 pieces for the body that are cut on the fold, and there's 2 pieces for the top part around the shoulders, which is also cut on the fold. And actually the way I added it is the width of the child plus about 6 inches, so you're going to get a lot of gather with that. If you want less gather, then you can use less fabric, obviously, but I like the really gathered look, so I'm going with this. And I'm going to create this little dress, and I'll probably post a picture of it on Facebook. The original dress I made in the Easter dress tutorial video, I gave it away, so I don't have it to show you guys right now, but I think I have a picture, so it should be in this video if I still have a photograph of it. That's it. I hope that this was helpful, and happy sewing, guys. Peace, y'all. Bye-bye.